Okay, uh, I've had so many Kickstarter and crowdfunding ideas over the past few days, and the first one was my first novel. I'm already in the planning stages for that, and I haven't started writing it yet. I wrote out the scenes on note cards. Hold on. Okay. All right. These are all the scenes. It's about 54 scenes, exactly 54 scenes, and these are the minor characters. There's about 6 minor characters, and these are the major and master characters. So there's about 11 major and master characters, and yeah. So that's what I have so far, and I'm gonna get started writing the novel next month. And I'm already training, trying to get my writing ability up. I have a typo problem, and I'm gonna have to address that. I have a serious typo problem. I might have to break down and use Grammarly. I don't want to do it, but you know, I might have to download Grammarly. And so that was one idea. The other idea, and I've wanted to do this for a very long time. I mean, I've wanted to do all this for a very long time. I want to write a book about Chicago uh, applying for the Olympics. I want to write a book about Chicago applying for the Olympics. And uh, so I want to write a story. What I was thinking was that there were a lot of angles that I could have gone for this. I could have said, okay, you know, uh, three big things happened around the same time uh, that we were applying for the Olympics. We applied for the Olympics, and we were changing the city around, and of course, we finally finished Millennium Park, and then uh, the first Super Bowl with 2 black head coaches, which was Lovie Smith and Tony Dungy, that happened around the same time. And of course, the big thing, which was Chicago resident Barack Obama becomes the first non-white president in the nation's history. So all those really 4 things happened around the same time. So I was like, maybe I should make it about all 4 of those things, you know. But I equally want to make it just about the Chicago Olympics. So I've never written a nonfiction, uh, I've written blog posts and articles before, but I've never written a nonfiction, uh, uh, 400-page nonfiction book before. And so that's what I want to do. And so I'm going to have to, for the first time in my life, I'm going to have to learn how to use microfiche. I have to learn how to use, microfilm. I'm going to have to search the archives of Crane Chicago Business, Sun Times, Tribune, New York Times, international newspapers, you know, uh, maybe Investors Business Daily had a feature on Chicago's Olympic bid. You know, so it depends. If I can't get a lot of information about Chicago's Olympic bid, then I might add in, Barack Obama, Millennium Park, and the Super Bowl with Tony Dungy and Lovie Smith. Uh, so if I can't get, I can't if I can't get, if I can't get enough information on one thing, then I'll add in the other ones to sort of round it out, and I'll make it like, Chicago, Chicago 2005 to 2008. That would be a interesting title. A little bit mechanical, but a little bit utilitarian. Uh, and I had the title that I was looking for would have been better, which was uh, Chicago Chicago applies for the Olympics. And it might get a little confusing because actually Chicago applied for the Olympics in the '90s as well. We applied for the Summer Games. Uh, I forgot what city the Summer Games were eventually played in for. Um, I think 2000. Yeah, I think we were applying for the 2000. No, I'm sorry. It's every yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah. It is. Okay, yeah. We applied for the Summer Olympics in I think 2000, but we were applying for it in the '90s. Uh, so yeah. So we've applied for the Summer Games at least twice. You know, the in last year was 2016, and Rio de Janeiro was the city to host the Olympics. We were running against Rio de Janeiro, and it's a whole story. So I'd like to basically make a Kickstarter, and I'm going to get the money to buy research materials. Uh, uh, I have to pay for interviews. I have to pay certain people if I can find the people who are if I could interview Mayor Daley, former Mayor Daley himself about the Olympic Games. If I could do that, if I could interview uh, maybe well, I almost called her Maxine Waters, but that's not her. Uh, the former President Obama's friend, the lady who introduced him to Michelle. I would love to uh, interview her for the book, and I can't think of anybody else. It should come with the research. When I start researching the different the different the different stages, the different people who are involved, the different structures and stuff like that. So that's going to be interesting. And then also I wanted to write a book on YouTube psychology and social media psychology. So basically, I want to take some money, do some research on what what do people, why do people use YouTube, and what effect does it have on them? Also, how does that change over time? Because the reason that people start using YouTube is not the reason why they stay on YouTube. At least it wasn't for me. Because really, I mean, the thing that brings people to YouTube is positive music, and but the thing that keeps them there is kids react, uh, Markiplier, obviously, PewDiePie. The things that keep them coming back. That it's different for each stage of, or I should say, each year that YouTube has been around, and videos are getting more popular faster than ever. Uh, as we speak, see you again with Wiz Khalifa is catching up to Gangnam Style. It'll probably surpass it pretty soon. So, so I was gonna do YouTube psychology, then I was gonna do social media psychology, then I was gonna do Twitter psychology and Facebook psychology, Instagram, Snapchat, all sorts of stuff. Uh, so of course I would have to research psychology and find out who the lead psychologists are. And let's see, I want to write. I want to make some art books as well. One of them is called Draw Locks. One of them is called Draw Locks, and basically, when I finally decided to learn how to draw, I started drawing locks, a lock, and of course, what is a lock? It is, you know, it's a lock. The little thing with the metal bar. You put it on a locker to keep people from stealing your stuff. Yeah, that's what I. That's what I. Uh, 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 that's what I started drawing. And there's a specific reason why I did that, but I wanted to make a book, draw locks. To to help people. To help people. If you don't want to start off drawing like the Statue of Liberty, if that's too hard for you, if you don't want to start off drawing the Willis Tower, the entire Chicago cityscape at once, you can start off drawing locks, and I'll get into the whole thing, and I'll show you my process, you know, my progression, I should say. And then the next Kickstarter I wanted to make was draw circles, and this is sort of like it's sort of like a new form of calligraphy. I wanted to uh, I wanted to start drawing circles. I've tried it, and because basically, if you want to be a good artist, you have to learn how to draw lines, circles, triangles, cylinders, cubes. You have to be able to draw the basics, and then all of your, cones, all of your future projects are going to be made from those same building blocks. So I was going to make write a book called Draw Circles. I might have it say draw circles, lines, and uh, squares, or circles, lines, and triangles. You know, uh, to help the beginning artist. You know, um, so that's my idea. Those are the ideas that I've had recently for Kickstarters. and I'm gonna have to get started really soon because I have not made Kickstarter this year, and by this time last year I think I had made uh, two already or three. It's almost May, so I think I made two by this time last year. So I want to get started on that. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make logos uh, and you know make yeah. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make logos. You know, uh, so I was thinking of using an online graphic design service, but I'm so inexperienced. I don't know who to turn to produce that. So I'm gonna, make these Kickstarters. Hopefully, I wish I could do one every month, but it's not gonna be that easy. So I'll try. Um, okay, uh, that's all I had to say for today, and have a nice day, and I'll see you later.